Right now, a new ABC15 investigation. A man in a mental health crisis, taken into jail alive, but then.
What these officers did left him dead.
One death, two troubled police agencies.
It may be a tip of the iceberg.
Experts say it's a case that exposes many failures, a culture of corruption.
I never got interviewed by anybody.
And accusations of a cover-up.
I mean, it makes no sense.
This investigation has been called dead wrong. Why? Because a man died in the custody of Phoenix police and the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office.
And experts say how it happened, how it was handled, how it was investigated was wrong. ABC15 Chief Investigator Dave Biskobing spent months digging into the case. This week, he'll take us through what happened, speak to a leading expert, and he'll expose the unusual way this homicide was investigated.
But before we go any further, a warning: you'll see a man in distress in the minutes before he dies.
It is hard to watch, but it's also important. For more than 2 years, too little was known about this case until now.
Well, let us get you out, bro. For what?
On January 1st, 2021, Akeem Terrell was picked up at a trespassing call.
Hey, where I'm going? Is I going to the mental hospital?
And he's in a police car outside the Maricopa County Jail.
If I leave out this car, I'm dead. That's not true. Hey.
Quote, "If I leave this car, I'm dead." And he wasn't wrong. This is Akeem. Only 6 minutes later, he would be pronounced dead at the hospital.
Did Akeem have to die? Should he have died?
No, he should not have died. He came into the jail alive, and what these officers did left him dead.
Attorney Jesse Showalter is suing Phoenix Police and the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office on behalf of Akeem's family.
What I do?
Now, MCSO and Phoenix PD won't comment on the case, but we sat down with Showalter to go through what happened.
Yeah, go ahead. Kill me. Come on. Kill me. Nobody's killing you, bro.
The officers pulled him out of the car, dragged and carried him into the jail.
You hear me?
They got Akeem to his feet, argue more about where he is.
Maricopa County Jail. Maricopa? Yep.
And then they begin to lead him into an isolation room. It's where he's pushed up against the wall, taken to the floor. Officers then pile on him while he's handcuffed and face down.
There's 3 officers around Akeem's legs who are forcing his feet back towards his butt. They are doing it with such force that they are pressing the Maricopa County personnel into the wall, and they're pressing Akeem's neck and head into the wall.
Officers said the reason they took Akeem down to change his handcuffs from police cuffs to jail cuffs.
We get to the ISO.
You're now listening to a post-incident interview with this Phoenix officer. He's on the Brady list, now off the department for other misconduct.
Once we enter the ISO, that's when they asked him to lay down or get on his knees. I don't exactly know what the verbatim they said, but they asked him to. He wouldn't do it. Okay. So that's when I grabbed his left leg, and someone else grabbed his right leg and put him down.
And laid him down. At any point up to this point that we discussed, did he ever strike his head at any point?
Did he ever strike his head?
Yes.
No, not that I'm aware of, no.
Okay.
The Phoenix officer was not the only one to claim Akeem refused to get on his knees to switch out his cuffs.
We're going to lay you out.
Others did too, like this MCSO sergeant.
So we asked him, can you go down to your knees on your own?
Now, I don't remember hearing that at all. Do you?
Nowhere in the body camera do you hear any commands or any warnings being given to Akeem before they begin pulling his legs out from under him.
Officers were on Akeem for about 3 minutes before getting off.
This is where it gets particularly difficult to watch. They finish. He's not moving when they get off him. He's already limp. They're looking at a guy that's not moving.
Now listen to that same officer you heard earlier.
You leave the ISO cell. How is he?
He's still laying down. He's still responsive, still yelling the unintelligible things that he was yelling, you know.
But still responsive, still verbal?
Yes, he was still yelling.
They all back out of that room. It looks so strange in the video when you watch them backing out.
It does.
This is how they left Akeem for the next 5 minutes in what's called the prone position.
Police officers know that leaving people prone is a death sentence.
3 minutes and 40 seconds after leaving the cell, an officer looks in, then walks away. 20 seconds later, he appears to look again, watches for 30 seconds, then leaves again.
Is the prone position, is this some new novel thing that we don't understand?
Not at all. Police have known since the 1990s that placing people prone when they are restrained, can result in death.
In this DOJ bulletin from June 1995, it warns police departments about sudden death from the prone position. Those dangers are well known. In fact, the year before Akeem's death, George Floyd was in the prone position, officers on top of him when he died. 4 minutes and 30 seconds after Akeem was left alone, an officer checks again. Then, at almost 5 minutes, a woman checks. That's when they appear to raise the alarm. Several officers walk in, check Akeem. Medical is called.
So now they're putting him on the side, which they should have done
That's what they should have done
in the beginning. The recovery position.
Some officers assumed Akeem was on drugs. An autopsy showed he had none in his system. The manner of death was ruled as undetermined, but prone physical restraint was listed as a main cause.
This seems like such a failure of everything we know about what can go wrong. And it's just by so many officers from 2 different agencies. 2 big agencies. These aren't like they missed the memo up in the most rural corner of somewhere, which still wouldn't be excusable. This is Phoenix. This is the sheriff's office. These are big agencies in a big city in America.
These are agencies that are responsible for protecting thousands or millions of Arizona citizens.
I'm investigator Dave Biskobing, ABC15 Arizona.
The county attorney's office cleared all the officers of criminal wrongdoing. As for Phoenix PD and MCSO, again, they declined to comment for this. Now, Dave's investigation continues tomorrow night at 6. A top expert breaks down the many failures he sees with this case. And then on Thursday, Dave will expose the unusual agreement that Phoenix and MCSO made in the parking lot about how to investigate this homicide.